Imagine a world where people feel safe, valued, and supported, no matter the circumstances they face. In this world, trust is the foundation, and collaboration flourishes. This is the power of creating a circle of safety. But what does that really mean? It's about creating environments where individuals are not only protected from external threats, but also empowered to take risks, express vulnerability, and be their authentic selves. In the next few minutes, we'll dive into how leaders, organizations, and communities can create these circles and why they are crucial for building resilient, innovative, and thriving cultures. Trust is the cornerstone of any successful circle of safety. Without trust, a team or community cannot function effectively, and individuals will be less willing to contribute, take risks, or offer their true selves. Trust is not a simple commodity. It is built over time through consistent actions, integrity, and the establishment of a secure environment where people know they are supported. When people feel safe to trust those around them, they are more likely to collaborate, share ideas, and foster a sense of belonging. Trust begins with leaders. Leaders are the ones who set the tone for the entire group, creating an environment where safety is paramount. When a leader shows consistency in their actions and words, when they follow through on promises and demonstrate reliability, they begin to build the foundation of trust. But trust is not a one-way street, it's reciprocal. Just as a leader earns the trust of their team, they must also trust their team members to do their part. This mutual trust creates a feedback loop where individuals are empowered to step up, share their opinions, and engage in meaningful ways, knowing that their contributions will be valued. One of the most effective ways to build trust is through vulnerability. When leaders are vulnerable, when they admit mistakes or uncertainties, they show their team that it's okay to be human. Vulnerability dismantles walls and allows individuals to connect on a deeper level. When people feel they can openly express their doubts, fears, or ideas without fear of judgment or reprisal, they are more likely to contribute in meaningful ways. It is this openness that leads to stronger, more cohesive teams. In a circle of safety, vulnerability becomes a strength, not a weakness. Strength, not a weakness. It encourages a culture of openness where people are not afraid to voice their thoughts, ask questions, or share concerns. This not only fosters trust, but also promotes innovation, as diverse perspectives are welcomed and valued. Trust also thrives in environments where individuals feel protected from external threats. A circle of safety is one where people know they will not be undermined by external forces or put in a position where they have to choose between their integrity and their role. Leaders who prioritize the safety of their teams take active steps to remove distractions, minimize conflict, and shield their people from unnecessary stressors that could compromise their ability to perform at their best. By doing so, leaders send the message that their team members' well-being is a priority. This is a fundamental aspect of creating trust. When individuals feel secure in their roles, they are more likely to take risks, make decisions, and offer creative solutions without fear of repercussions. Building trust is also about ensuring that every individual within the circle feels equally valued and respected. A team can only function cohesively when each person knows that their contributions are important. It's essential for leaders to recognize the strengths and capabilities of each team member and to provide opportunities for growth and development. This not only helps individuals feel empowered, but also fosters an atmosphere of mutual respect. When trust is present, people are not competing for validation or recognition. Instead, they are collaborating toward a common goal. In such an environment, people are more inclined to support one another, knowing that their success is intertwined with the success of the group. At its core, trust is about consistency, reliability, and emotional security. When individuals trust their leaders and colleagues, they feel secure in their environment, allowing them to focus on what matters most: their work, their growth, and their contributions. This sense of safety enables individuals to thrive, take ownership of their roles, and work together towards shared objectives. Trust is not something that can be demanded or coerced. It must be earned through actions, and it must be nurtured through an ongoing commitment to transparency, fairness, and respect. As a leader, the responsibility to build and maintain trust within a circle of safety is both a privilege and a challenge. It requires intentionality, humility, and a deep understanding of the human need for connection and security. It's not enough to simply create a safe space and expect trust to flourish. Trust must be actively cultivated and sustained. This means consistently showing up for your team, leading with empathy, and being accountable for your actions. It means fostering an environment where individuals can speak their truth, ask for help, and know that they will be met with support rather than judgment. When trust is present, individuals can focus on what truly matters, knowing that they are surrounded by people who have their best interests at heart. Vulnerability plays a crucial role in building trust and creating a circle of safety. It is often viewed as a weakness, but in reality, it is one of the strongest tools a leader or team member can use to connect with others. Vulnerability is about embracing imperfections, admitting mistakes, and showing the human side of leadership. It's about putting aside the need to be perfect or always have the answers, and allowing yourself to be seen as someone who doesn't have it all figured out, but is willing to learn, grow, and be authentic in the process. Leaders who show vulnerability create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. When a leader opens up about their challenges or uncertainties, they send a message to their team that it is okay to not have all the answers. This permission to be human encourages others to express their fears, doubts, or concerns without fear of judgment. It creates an atmosphere where people are not afraid of making mistakes or asking for help. Vulnerability builds emotional connections, and these connections are the foundation of trust. When people can relate to each other on a human level, they are more likely to feel supported and valued, fostering a sense of safety within the group. Vulnerability is not about weakness, but about courage. It takes great strength to allow oneself to be open and transparent, especially in environments that may prioritize perfection or authority. Leaders who embrace vulnerability set an example for their teams by demonstrating that they don't need to have all the answers to be effective. Instead of pretending to know everything or acting as if they are invulnerable, they show that it is okay to be uncertain and still move forward. This type of leadership humanizes the process and allows others to see that mistakes and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. When people know that it is safe to fail, they are more likely to take risks, try new things, and grow both personally and professionally. Creating a culture of vulnerability within a team or organization allows for greater collaboration and innovation. When individuals feel safe to share their ideas without fear of ridicule or rejection, they are more likely to contribute in meaningful ways. Innovation often comes from experimentation, and experimentation requires a willingness to fail. When people are afraid to fail, they will not take the risks necessary for innovation. Vulnerability removes this fear by making it clear that mistakes are not only accepted, but expected. This shift in mindset encourages people to think outside the box, take bold steps, and challenge the status quo, knowing that their team will support them no matter what the outcome is. Additionally, vulnerability strengthens relationships within a team by allowing individuals to connect on a deeper level. It encourages empathy, as people who are vulnerable tend to be more compassionate toward others. When individuals share their struggles, it invites others to do the same, creating a sense of shared experience and understanding. This strengthens the bonds between team members and fosters a sense of unity. It also provides opportunities for leaders to offer guidance, mentorship, and support, further enhancing the relationship between leader and team member. Vulnerability creates a two-way street of trust, where both leaders and team members are equally invested in one another's growth and success. For vulnerability to have its intended impact, it must be authentic. Pretending to be vulnerable or using vulnerability as a manipulative tactic will only erode trust and create a sense of disconnection. Authentic vulnerability requires honesty and transparency. It means showing up as your true self with all your imperfections and allowing others to do the same. Leaders who are truly vulnerable are not trying to get something from their team. Rather, they are giving others the opportunity to be open, honest, and real. This authenticity is what creates deep, lasting connections and a culture of mutual respect and support. Vulnerability is also a powerful tool in conflict. Leadership plays a critical role in the creation and maintenance of a circle of safety. Leaders are the ones who set the tone, shape the culture, and establish the framework in which trust, vulnerability, and collaboration can flourish. The responsibility to protect and nurture the circle of safety falls squarely on the shoulders of those in leadership positions. They must take deliberate and consistent actions to ensure that every individual within the organization or community feels secure, supported, and valued. A leader's actions should reflect their commitment to the well-being of their team. This starts with creating an environment where people feel emotionally safe. Emotional safety is the bedrock of a circle of safety. When people feel emotionally safe, they are more likely to be open, vulnerable, and honest with one another. They are more willing to take risks, contribute new ideas, and collaborate without the fear of judgment or retaliation. Emotional safety allows individuals to be their authentic selves, knowing that they will be accepted and respected regardless of their weaknesses or mistakes. To create this emotional safety, leaders must show empathy and compassion. This requires understanding the individual needs of team members and being attuned to the challenges they face. Leaders must be willing to listen actively and without judgment, offering support when needed. By being present and attuned to the emotional dynamics within the group, leaders can identify areas where trust may be lacking or where safety is being compromised. When a leader demonstrates empathy, it signals to the team that their well-being matters. This empathy fosters a sense of connection and encourages individuals to reach out when they need help or guidance. Leaders must also protect their teams from external threats. A circle of safety is not just about protecting individuals from harm within the team, but also from outside pressures that could undermine their ability to perform. External threats can come in many forms: market instability, organizational change, or even toxic relationships with clients or partners. Leaders must be vigilant in shielding their teams from these threats, allowing them to focus on their work without unnecessary distractions or fears. When leaders act as protectors, they reinforce the sense of safety within the group, and people are able to do their best work without constantly looking over their shoulders or fearing what might come next. In addition to shielding their teams from external threats, leaders must also be prepared to manage internal challenges that could disrupt the circle of safety. This includes addressing conflicts, resolving issues of trust, and dealing with tensions that may arise within the team. Leaders must be proactive in identifying potential problems before they escalate and must approach them with a mindset of resolution and growth. Rather than allowing problems to fester or become divisive, effective leaders intervene early to restore harmony and ensure that everyone within the circle feels heard and valued. This often requires difficult conversations, but the ability to address issues with transparency and fairness strengthens the trust between leaders and team members. Leadership also involves modeling the behaviors that contribute to a circle of safety. Leaders must lead by example, demonstrating the values of trust, respect, and vulnerability. If a leader expects their team members to be open and collaborative, they must first demonstrate those qualities themselves. Leaders must be willing to admit when they don't have all the answers, ask for feedback, and take responsibility for their actions. When leaders show that they are open to criticism, that they can handle vulnerability, and that they prioritize the well-being of their team, they set a standard for others to follow. This behavior sets the tone for the rest of the team, creating a ripple effect where others are more likely to mirror the same openness and honesty in their own interactions. One of the most important aspects of leadership within a circle of safety is the ability to foster inclusivity and equality and equality. Leaders must work to ensure that every individual feels that their voice matters and that their contributions are valued. This requires creating opportunities for everyone to speak, share their ideas, and participate in decision-making processes. It's not enough for leaders to simply dictate the direction. They must actively involve the team in shaping that direction. Inclusivity fosters a sense of ownership and belonging, which are critical components of safety. When people feel included and that they have a say in the decisions that affect them, they are more likely to trust their leaders and be committed to the collective success of the team. Leaders must also be accountable for the well-being of their team. This means not only focusing on the professional development of individuals, but also considering their personal needs and challenges. A leader who is attuned to the human side of their team is better equipped to support them through difficult times, whether those times are related to work or personal issues. Leaders who take the time to understand the challenges their team members are facing outside of work can offer greater support and empathy. This care and attention to the whole person builds trust and reinforces the sense of safety within the circle of safety. Ultimately, leadership in a circle of safety is about creating an environment where people feel protected, respected, and empowered. It is about showing up for your team, being present, and leading with integrity and authenticity. Leaders who prioritize the safety of their teams create an atmosphere where individuals are free to take risks, be vulnerable, and collaborate without fear of judgment or failure. These leaders empower their teams to perform at their highest potential, knowing that they are supported and valued every step of the way. Through consistent action, empathy, and a commitment to trust, leaders can build and sustain a circle of safety that drives success and fosters personal and collective growth.